Samoa, a captivating archipelago nestled in the heart of the South Pacific Ocean. Its pristine beaches, crystal-clear waters, and lush tropical landscapes have long made it a dream destination. But beyond its idyllic shores, Samoa's history holds a fascinating chapter that many might not know. At the turn of the 20th century, the islands of Samoa stood at the center of one of the fiercest imperial rivalries in the Pacific. For decades, Germany, the United States, and Britain had been competing for influence over the strategically important archipelago. Samoa's natural harbors made it an ideal naval base, while its fertile land attracted foreign businesses eager to exploit its resources. This rivalry culminated in the Tripartite Convention of 1899, a treaty that divided the islands into spheres of control without consulting the Samoan people. The result was a permanent split. Western Samoa, Upolu and Savai'i, became a German colony, while Eastern Samoa, Tutuila and the Manua Islands, was annexed by the United States. Britain withdrew in exchange for territorial concessions elsewhere in the Pacific. The division marked the end of Samoan sovereignty and created a cultural and political separation that still exists today. But what led to this unusual tripartite division? To understand the division of Samoa, we must first explore the unique circumstances that brought the three great powers into conflict. Samoa had been settled by Polynesians over 3,000 years ago, developing a rich culture, strong traditions, and a political system led by chiefs, Matai. By the 18th and 19th centuries, European contact reshaped the islands. Traders, whalers, and missionaries arrived, bringing Christianity, new weapons, and a growing interest in the Pacific. The Samoans initially welcomed outsiders but soon found themselves entangled in foreign rivalries. Germany established vast copra, dried coconut plantations, and became Samoa's biggest commercial power. The United States saw Pago Pago as a vital naval base to project influence across the Pacific. Britain had trade interests and often supported Samoan chiefs who resisted German dominance. By the late 1800s, the struggle for Samoa was less about the islands themselves and more about global imperial competition. As the 19th century progressed, the friction among the colonial powers escalated, leading to a series of conflicts known as the Samoan Civil Wars. These wars were not merely struggles for Samoan supremacy, but became arenas where foreign powers deployed their support to outmaneuver rivals. Germany often supported one Samoan faction, while Britain and the United States backed rival claimants. This resulted in a complex web of alliances and rivalries that further destabilized the islands. The situation reached a boiling point in 1889 when a hurricane nearly wiped out the combined fleets of Germany, Britain, and the United States, which had gathered in Apia Harbor ready to engage in what seemed like an inevitable conflict. In the aftermath of the hurricane, it became evident that the continuation of this destructive cycle would only lead to greater instability and potential war between the colonial powers. This prompted them to seek a peaceful resolution to their differences, and the Tripartite Convention of 1899 was born. The convention aimed to prevent conflict by carving up Samoa into spheres of influence. Under the terms of the agreement, Germany secured control over Western Samoa, comprising the islands of Upolu and Savai'i. Meanwhile, the United States gained possession of Eastern Samoa, including Tutuila and the Manua Islands, with the strategically important harbor of Pago Pago. Britain, which had significant interests in the region, renounced its claims on Samoa but was granted certain rights and territories elsewhere in the Pacific. The Tripartite Convention of 1899 signifies a pivotal moment in Samoan history. It marked the end of Samoa's independence and the beginning of its colonial era. The agreement, however, did not take into account the Samoan people's aspirations for self-determination. The division of their homeland among three colonial powers without their consent had profound consequences. Despite being separated, the people of Samoa share a common heritage, culture, and language. The division disrupted traditional bonds and created a lasting sense of disunity. Each side developed its own distinct identity under different colonial rulers, shaped by varying political systems, education, and foreign influences. After decades of colonial rule, Western Samoa gained independence in 1962, becoming the first Pacific Island nation to achieve this milestone. The division still resonates today. The two Samoan territories remain politically divided, each pursuing its own path to development and governance. The legacy of the division serves as a reminder of the impact of external forces on the course of a nation's history. The division of Samoa between Germany and the United States at the end of the 19th century was a significant event in the history of the Pacific. This unusual tripartite division resulted from the complex interplay of imperial rivalries, strategic interests, and local conflicts. The consequences of this division continue to be felt today.